Hi everyone. Last week we had a lot of fun making some card panels using shaving cream and re-inkers, and we came up with a lot of cool designs. And today I'm going to make two cards using a couple of these just as a sample or as an example for you. They make quick cards, and I have a dozen or so panels, so these are just good to have lying around. I did trim them down to the panel size, which is 3 3/4 by 5 inches, so they're ready to go whenever I'm ready to make cards. Today I'm going to make two, and I'll show you how to cut them down. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to my Canadian friend Brenda. She's here every week and always takes the time to give me wonderful feedback and just a quick hello. So I wanted to say hello back. Hey Brenda. All right, let's get started. All right, so as I mentioned, I've already cut these card panels down to size 3 3/4 inch by 5 inch, and here are the scraps. And I'm not going to throw these away because I'm not sure if I'll do it today, but I'll probably do it in another video. But I will show you how you can create really pretty cards using the scraps. So I hang on to my scraps. I have an envelope and I just throw them in there. So I'm going to hang on to these, and we'll probably deal with those another day. So I want to show you what I did to cut these down. And there are dies out there that measure 3 3/4 by 5 inch, and you could certainly use the die and run it through your die cutting machine, or you can just do it by hand with a paper trimmer. And I'm going to pull in the two panels that I'm going to be working with today. As you can see, one is already cut down, and I'm going to cut this one down so you can see what I mean. So let me grab my paper trimmer. And I mean, all you have to do is just cut this down. And sometimes I do look at it and see, I might not want to cut a bunch off of this edge, so I might turn it around this way, or I'll cut a little bit off of each edge. But the end result is across the top, I want this to be 3 3/4 of an inch, which is right here. And yeah, you're in the camera there. And so let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Pull this down. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit off. So we want to end up right here at 3 3/4. So I'm just going to go to 4 inches and just slice that and turn it around. And then I'll take it to the 3 3/4. That way I'm just trimming a little bit off each side. And I'm going to do that the same on this longer edge. We want to end up with 5 inches. And right now it's 5 1/2. So I'm just going to take it to 5 1/4 and cut a little bit off. And then I'll turn it around and take it to 5 inches and cut off a little bit. So that way you are cutting off a little bit from each side, and lo and behold, I have some more scraps to add to my stash. So there you go. All right, so this is what I mean by quick cards. So again, already cut all these down. So these are just going to go in my supply when I need a quick card. This is what I'm going to do. I have already die cut some elements here. I did a hello there out of gold cardstock, and that's really pretty. And that came from this stamp and die set from, I believe, Hero Arts. Yes, Hero Arts. And the stamp and die set is just called Hello There, Stamp and Cut. So I just used this die on some gold cardstock, ran it through my die cutting machine, and I have a grading. So that will go on there. And then also in my stash, I had a bunch of these already like pre-cut ephemera. And this is just a black and white leaf element. And I'm going to put that on there. And I also found in my stash these pre-cut sentiment strips. And this one says, "Thank you very much." Really, you can just use anything that you have, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just using up what I have. So all it is now is a matter of gluing everything together. I've already pre-cut a bunch of mats, and I always have them ready in my stash. I'm going to zoom out again. So just to back up, I pre-cut, when I don't feel like making cards, I pre-cut card bases, mat layers, and panels. That way, when I need to put a quick card together, it's just a matter of gluing things together. So I pulled out two card bases from my stash, and the card bases are always I use 110-pound weight cardstock. You wouldn't want to go any less because you do want a sturdy card base. So when your card stands up, it holds its shape. So 110 pound, 120 pound, that is good for the card bases. And it's just a sheet of 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and you cut it in half. On the 8.5 side, you cut it in half at 4.25, and you have 2 card bases. And then the mat layers are 4 inches by 5.25 inches. All right, so let's start with this one. I'm just going to bring in some glue, and I always like to put the panel onto the card mat first, so we'll just go ahead and do that. And I'm just using some liquid glue. All right, and I always just kind of eyeball the margins and just make sure I get pretty even all the way around. It doesn't have to be exact, but if it's, well, like that was a pretty big miss. I mean, if you have to look, you know, really closely to try to find it, then it's going to be good. But if it's pretty obvious right out the gate, then I always just do it again. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm just going to glue this down. Okay, and this, I discovered there's a crease right in the middle, and I really don't like that. But I'm still gonna use it, and I'm going to hide it with my sentiment strip. So that's the beauty of using these sentiment strips. And you're gonna probably asking or wondering why this looks so funny, but what I did is I just took some scrap pieces of black cardstock and glued it on the back of this, because this was a pretty flimsy piece of paper, and I wanted to give it a little bit more substance and make it thicker so it kind of stands up and gives it some dimension. So I just glued some scraps to the back, and then I'll just glue this whole thing down right over that crease, just like that, and make sure it's straight to my eye. That looks good. And then let's go ahead and put this one together. I don't know if you can see this, but this has some sparkle and shine to it. There you go, the camera's getting that. So I will put a link to this video, how we made these with the shaving cream and reinkers, at the end of this video. So when you're done watching, it'll be easy. If you'd want to see how we created those, just click on that, and then you can watch that video too. It's a messy technique, but it's a lot of fun. I really like how this one came out. Okay, and then with this, I am going to use my reverse tweezers just to hold it, and then we'll just add some glue all the way around. Just like that, and that's going to go right in the middle. Again, these are just easy, quick, easy cards. Nothing real fancy, but they'd never guess that this is shaving cream and ink back here in the background. I am going to put a heavy object on that. All right, and then for the card, oh goodness, hang on. See, I made a mistake. I stamped this twice, so I am going to pull out 2 other card bases, so just hang on. All right, and for the card bases, I'm just going to fold them over and crease this down. I'm going to take a bone folder and just reinforce that top folding crease. I'm going to do the same for this one. And then make sure your cards are going the right way. And then we'll just glue this down. And we'll have quick, easy cards as promised. All right. I'm just going to set that down, and then we'll do this one. Have any of you, do any of you make cards? I'd love to know. Love to hear in the comments or read if you do make cards or if you're thinking about it. I will be doing a video coming up on card making 101, just how I got started. And you know, when I started this, well, it hasn't been too long, it's only been a couple years, but I had no idea. I didn't know what card sizes, you know, what was what, or what, you know, how to cut the card bases, the panels. I didn't know any of that, and it just took me a while to figure all that out. And there is a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of wonderful card creators, a lot of content out there over on YouTube. So, you know, I just did a lot of searching, and I landed on a few people that I enjoy, and that taught me a lot, and I continue to watch them as well. So anyway, there you have it. There's 2 quick cards, and I love the way they came out, actually. So if you like watching these videos, I really hope you give me a thumbs up and click on the little bubble up here that has my logo. That will take you to my channel, and you can like the video and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. I'm slowly growing, and that's exciting. So I would love to have you join my community and be with me every week. I do put a video up every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I hope you join me next week. Until then, have a great week, and we'll see you then.